Hey fam, I am back in my own room in my apartment, finally after a weekend of traveling. It was a good time. I really enjoyed seeing people that I saw, but in order to do said traveling, I of course had to drive. Now anyone who has ever ridden with me will tell you that I'm maybe what some people would call an aggressive driver. I have a very set goal to get from point A to point B, and when other people are not letting me get to my destination as quickly and easily as I want to, I get a little salty. There are many driving habits that I hate. I hate when people are on their phones, whether that's texting or talking, because I can fucking tell. I can just see it in the road. I can just see how you're kind of not staying in a straight line, or you're not really going the right speed, or you just have no idea what you're doing because you're not fucking paying attention to driving. It's a problem, and it makes me mad. And then on the other hand, I really dislike the people who jump from lane to lane trying to get the best spot. And they don't just do it occasionally. It's they're always weaving in and out between cars, trying to get the jump on everyone else. You know, I sit there in my car and I'm like, look at that asshole. Look at him thinking that getting somewhere 20 seconds faster than we are is some big deal. And then of course I get some weird sense of competition and feel like I too need to be jumping ahead of everyone else. I will say that it does foster a somewhat more stressful mindset while driving. I'm not a chill driver. Chill is not the word I would use to describe me behind the wheel. Ever. Now that being said, I don't honk my horn at people. I yell very loudly in my car to myself and swear profusely, but I don't honk. And another thing that I don't currently do, but that I see more and more of, is flashing your lights. If you want them to move over or call their attention to something. In fact, if someone ever does that behind me on the interstate or something, I always get really nervous, you know? I'm always oh God, is there an emergency? What's wrong? Is there something wrong with my car? Is someone dying in your car? Why do you need to go so fast? It kind of freaks me out, I'm not gonna lie. But every time I find myself frustrated at the car in front of me or wishing that they would get off the road completely, I say to myself, should I honk my horn? Should I flash my lights? What will that accomplish? Because I know when people do that stuff to me, I feel shame and anger. You know, I feel really embarrassed that I've just been so viciously called out, and I feel oh my God, am I a bad driver? And then usually I get really defensive and therefore angry, and I'm oh, of course I'm not the bad driver. You're clearly being just a total ridiculous asshole. And then it's well, okay, what do you get out of that? Do I move out of the way? Or do I go slower or do something extra annoying just to piss the other person off that much more? Anyways, whenever I'm frustrated on the road and I ask myself, should I act aggressively towards this person? I kind of start thinking about what is it that I really want this person to do in the long run? And will honking my horn or flashing my lights actually serve that purpose? And every time I come to the realization that all I want is for people to care. All I want is for people to be conscious of what they're doing and how it's affecting the drivers around them. If you're going too slowly in the left lane and someone is coming up quickly behind you, I want you to have the common courtesy to move over to the right lane where you can be as slow as you want. If you're driving and you hear your phone buzz, I want you to have the common courtesy not to pick it up and look at it and take your eyes off the road. I just want people to care about their driving and keeping the flow of things nice and even as much as possible. And I don't think that's a ridiculous thing to ask, but I also, unfortunately, don't think that honking my horn or flashing my lights is going to make anyone less selfish, more sympathetic, and just courteous and caring on the road. In fact, I feel like that will have the exact opposite effect, at least in the short term. Basically, everyone sucks at driving and they should just build a special lane in the road just for me so that I can do whatever I want, however fast I want it, and no one gets in my way. Also, if your driving is pissing me off, be sure that I have invented at least 15 new insults and names to call you in that 5 seconds that I have remained behind your car. Bye, y'all. It's been a real slice.